What's up, everyone? Richie Flip here. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Appreciate it. Just a little accent on that A there. Anyway, gonna go into a song I believe I've done a few. I did a few years back. "Dancing in the Dark," Bruce Springsteen. Revisiting it now because this is one of the songs that's really kind of been a prominent part of the Neon Flannel set list. If you're not familiar with Neon Flannel, my acoustic project I've got going on down here with my buddy Scott here in the Charlotte area. So if you want to find out more about us and what we're doing and where we're going to be, Neon Flannel, you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, even on YouTube. You can follow some of the videos we're putting up there. But Neon Flannel Band is probably the best way to find us out there. But we are there. We'd love you to check it out and just follow us along here because it's a brand new journey for us, and we've got a lot of things planned for the end of 24 and going into 25. So let's jump into this one. "Dancing in the Dark," Bruce Springsteen. I guess the best way to just kind of kick it off here is that I believe the song is in the key of B on the Born in the USA album. So if I wanted to play it, I guess in proper key with the capo, it actually sounds awful with the capo up there. So hold please, let's make sure I'm in tune, which I believe I am, but I think it's kind of a bad capo. I got it. I never liked that one, but it's the only one I had handy for this. So for our purposes, when we're doing this with Neon Flannel, we're in standard tuning and the capo on 1. Just because the ease for the vocals, it's what we're doing. So I'm going to just show you the basic chords and then show you just a couple of embellishments that I do playing the guitar. And it's real simple because this song is really keyboard driven, synthesizer driven, I guess, in a way, but definitely keyboard driven. So we're going to just break it down for the acoustic guitar, and I'm just using a couple different shapes. G shape, a C shape, and then I have an A minor 7 here, but if you want to play an A minor, that'll work too. D shape, and then when you get to the bridge, we're just throwing in an E minor in there. Show you the bridge right there, but we'll get back to it. So it comes in on this, again, I'm calling it the chord shape based on the capo, acting as the nut basically. So we're going to call just the shapes out without, I realize it's not in the key of G or G chord. It's a G shape chord. So we're going to call it a G shape chord, G chord. All right, G, C, A minor 7, D. And we just kind of get a vibe going. So I'm holding that chord, I'm just kind of... And I will then take my index finger, and I'll just kind of, as I'm playing the chord, I'll hammer onto maybe the D string. Just maybe the D string by itself. Sometimes I catch that G string, but it doesn't sound as good, so I'll just hammer onto the D string. And if I want to change it up a little bit more, I'll play the G shape like this, with the B string open. And I've got this shape here because my index finger is available. It sort of follows that melody line for the song on the album. But I'll switch it up depending on where I am in the song, but either way is fine. You get away with it no matter what. Get up in the evening. Go to bed feeling the same way to a C. So I ain't nothing but to the A minor 7, tired. C, tired, bored with myself. Back to the G. Here comes the change down. D shape, can't start a fire. Without a spark. Back to that C, A minor, 7. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. You're going to repeat the second verse the same way. Second chorus is going to come around again. You're going to go to the bridge, which we just kind of went over before. E minor to a G, to the D shape, to the C shape. Sitting around getting older, every joke is wine. to the G, to the D. Yeah, that was wrong. So we're going to do it again. So we're going to go to the E minor. So again, so now, for the bridge, we're going to go into the E minor, to the G, to the C, to the D. So again, sit around getting older. Sit around getting older. E minor to the G, to the C, D. Stay on the streets of this town. And it just continues to go back into the verse to the chorus. And I believe after this third chorus, it jumps right back in, it jumps right back in, I think, to the chorus again, sort of. But it's a quick change, but you'll hear it. But in a nutshell, that's kind of the whole song, right? We really kind of simplified it. Give it a shot. It's a fun one. And again, really the purpose of the capo is just kind of where we're doing it for the vocals. Nothing more than that. Again, if you want to put it in the key of the album, using the same chord shape, the capo puts it in a different key. It's on fire. I think it's the bridge again. Definitely a higher register, but you kind of hear it probably closer to the the album itself. But that's kind of where we put it. So no wrong or right way to do that as far as where you want to do with that. Otherwise, you're playing nothing but bar chords as well. So it's not a fun song if you don't like playing bar chords. But give it a shot. Again, the reason we're doing it, Neon Flannel, it's kind of in the main set. See you guys on the next one. Later. What's up, folks? Good to see you. We are going to get into Book of Dreams by Springsteen off of the Lucky Town album. So this was 91, I think it was, 91, 92. But Lucky Town and Human Touch out at the same time. I still think some really great music, and it's underrated, both of those albums. But we're getting into this one song here, Book of Dreams. I don't think I ever saw this one live. I can't remember now. And if I did see it live, it was on that, like the 2006 Devils and Dust tour, where he might have gave it a funky arrangement like he did for a lot of those tunes. But I don't remember hearing it, so I could be wrong. I'll probably have to check now. But there's also a fantastic cover of this tune by Dion. I know Dion's got it on one of his albums, but back in early 2000s, there were two different compilations for Springsteen covers. One was called One Step Up, which I think it's on that one, which is more like a brown and black type of... It's actually got a night picture of the Asbury Park Boardwalk on it. And then the other one, I can't remember the name of that one, which is actually the boardwalk again, but it's during the day. It's kind of shot from above. I don't remember which one it was on, but it's on one of those, and I think it was on the first one I mentioned. But either one you get, some great music by some awesome artists and some great covers. So check it out. But we'll get into this one, Book of Dreams, Springsteen. I'm in standard tuning, and 3 chords, A to the D to the E. And if you saw in the intro, I'm kind of playing the A chord 2 different ways. One is a standard, open, 2, 2, 2, open, and the other I'm barring. So it's going to be open. So I should say we're not playing the E string on any of those, right? So, but it's open 5, 2, 2, 2, and then I don't even touch the high E string, right? So, and the reason I bar that one chord is because there's that hammer and pull on that B string. So if you pull it apart from the chord, B string, 2, 3, just like that. But I throw the chord in there, and it's a little bit harder to do if you're playing a. You'd have to slide your pinky into position and back, and it just doesn't sound right. So you'll see at the parts where there's that hammer and pull. I'm playing the bar chord, and then there's sections where you don't really need it, so I'm playing more of a traditional A major there. But let's go through it. It just kind of, and again, it comes in on that bar chord as far as I'm concerned. So really, I'm accenting that bass note, and that note is the bar, when I'm barring this or when I'm playing this chord, either way, it's the second fret of the second string. So think of this rhythm pattern. And now I'm throwing in a different note. And I'm just kind of arpeggiating whatever feels good at the time. That's where I throw that little hammer in there. All right, and then it's a fairly simple song, but it's just a matter of knowing where these changes are from the chords. And as simple as it is, sometimes you can kind of get lost because of how long certain parts of the song are hanging on certain chords, just like that A. So the verse is broken down. Think of it, 3 measures of A to the D, then 2 measures of A to 2 measures of D. So again, 3 and 1, 2, 2. It's like a math equation, right? So, second one, third, to the D, change it to the A. Same chords, we're just kind of shifting the measures for each. So 3 measures of A, 1 measure of D, 2 measures of A, 2 measures of D, and then we get back into. So that E is your turnaround, basically. And that's kind of the whole song. So again, that last part is kind of like the third section of the song, as I call it. You got the 3 and 1, the 2 and 2, and then you come back to the, which is, there's really no chorus to the song. It just kind of, meet me in my book of dreams at the end of each section, right? That's where I would go to that bar chord. So kind of the whole song right there. It's pretty straightforward. Key of A, 3 chords. I think it's a key of A. Yeah, A, B, C, D, yeah. So the other thing you can do is if you're playing with a second guitar player, if you're playing this to a loop, the A major scale kind of fits it pretty good, I think. I mean, you can make that up as much as you want. I would just kind of jam it in A major. And I guess F sharp minor would work. And maybe it won't. Make it your own. That's what it's all about, right? So have fun with it. I'll see you folks on the next lesson. Bye. 2, 3, 4. gang, Richie, Six String Fun. Much appreciated to see you here again with me. First video that I'm doing since I've realized that I'm over 1 million views with the channel over 4+ years. So wasn't even keeping track. Didn't even realize until like it's been a couple weeks since that. But I've actually just realized it the last couple days. So thank you for everyone who's been a part of that. Much appreciated. Gonna get into another Springsteen one here. One of my favorites. And this one I'm just, so we get it out of the way right now. Going out to several good friends of mine, friends from high school. This song really kind of hits home with all of them because we haven't seen each other very often, with lives and everything else going on that we've got happening. So Bobby Jean for Keith, Sal, Joe, Kevin. Even though we don't talk a whole lot, we don't see each other a whole lot, I think about you guys every day. So let's get into this one. All right, Bobby Jean. The chords are pretty straightforward. A couple bar chords, but it's not terrible. You got an A, C sharp minor, to a D, to the E. Excuse me. Let's try that again. There is an E in there, but it's later on. But the verse and intro, verse, chorus, A, to the C minor, to the D, then we go to the B. All right, that's going to be your intro, verse, chorus. The bridge, we mix it up a little bit. That's where I kind of went to that E a little bit quicker. A D, we went walking in the rain, to an F sharp minor. Okay, and that's 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. Back to the D. They know how. A to the E. Those are your chords for the whole song. Maybe some embellishments on the. So I'm going from an A sus2, so open 2 2, open open, and I'm adding my pinky finger to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to make it a full A. C sharp minor. I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'll lift my pinky finger to off of that. I guess the G string. And then to the D, I don't really do much a whole lot with the D. And to the B, I mean, actually a B7 might sound a little bit better, but to me it's just easier going to a B as I'm playing. I can play this here, but as I'm playing, the song, the fingers don't go that way. So we'll call it a B. So here's the strumming pattern, pretty straightforward. Again, it's he counts it in 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing there is, so I'm going from that A sus2 to the full A right there. So open 2 2 open open to open 2 2 2 open, and then I rock back and forth between the two chords. Right, so I go from A sus2, A to the A sus2 to the A, to the C sharp minor. All right, to the D, to that B. So if you put those pieces together, again, which is your intro, verse, and the chorus, it'll sound something like this. So I kind of go from the D to that D sus2 sometimes. I'm not crazy about that sound, but it kind of fits the pattern we're putting in together. To that B, which I just hold that B major. 2 4 4 4, and I don't usually hit that high E string, okay? But that's that's 90% of the song right there. So that'll be your intro, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2. And then we get into the break, right? So the break is pretty much most of those same chords, but we're adding another one, and we're just kind of flipping around some of the orders. So the bridge is going to start on the D. We went walking in the rain, to the F sharp minor. All right. Back to the D. Can never understand. To the A. And you guys can go to the E, to that E sus4. Just for some dynamics, because that'll be your turnaround. All right. That's your turnaround right back into the last verse. one more part to this tune. I guess it's kind of coming out of that last verse. And I don't. Shame on me for not knowing the exact line right now, but it's just to say I miss you, babe. Good luck, goodbye, Bobby Jean. So let's see if I can do it. It's right there, so you're holding that D longer. Just to say I miss you, babe. Good luck, goodbye, Bobby Jean. So you're just I guess the turnaround there would be holding that D a little bit longer, and instead of going back to the B, you're going to the E. And that's going to take you out for the whole song at this point. So, fairly straightforward. Hope you dug it. Again, thank you everyone who's been along for this ride the last 4.5 years. I guess it's 4.5 years. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close to that. 1 million plus views, which is wild. To me, that's just absolutely wild. So, I do appreciate that. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. No, I really do. So, we'll just keep chugging along here. All right, kids. So, we'll see you soon. And see you on the next one. Later.